Hi there, my name is Bruce. Welcome to the ReStart series of Growth Malaysia. And today we have got something really special all the way from the East, from the People's Republic of China, their largest retailer offline and online, the Chinese internet giant JD.com, or more well known over there as Jingdong. So before we proceed, let's enjoy a special video from JD. Roll it.
JD.com launched its online business in 2004. Driven by technology, today the e-commerce giant is China's largest retailer, online or offline. It is also the nation's largest retail infrastructure service provider. On May 22nd, 2014, JD.com became the first major Chinese e-commerce company to list on New York's Nasdaq Stock Exchange. In July 2018, JD.com became the first Chinese internet company to make the Fortune Global 200 list. In 2019, the company recorded full-year net revenues of $82.9 billion. JD.com currently has more than 220,000 full-time employees. JD serves hundreds of millions of families in China and is able to reach more than 1 billion users through its strategic partnership with Tencent. The company meets the diverse demands of its customers across all product categories, including electronics and entertainment, home appliances, fast-moving consumer goods, home and life, fashion, and fresh food. JD.com connects shoppers with hundreds of thousands of high-quality brands from all over the world, with more than 270,000 merchants currently on the platform. JD.com drives real economic transformation through technological innovation, with large volumes of high-value data helping suppliers to drive efficiency. Currently, consumers in more than 200 countries and regions are able to purchase goods on JD.com and enjoy first-rate customer service and delivery. JD Logistics is the only platform in the world to provide small to medium-sized warehousing, oversized warehousing, cross-border cold chain delivery, frozen and chilled warehousing facilities, B2B, and crowdsourcing logistics. JD Logistics operates over 700 warehouses covering an aggregate gross floor area of approximately 16.9 million square meters as of December 31st, 2019. JD Logistics' in-house nationwide delivery network covers 99% of China's population and can deliver over 90% of orders same or next day. JD Logistics is working with partners in all areas of society to build a global smart supply chain network with a mission of reducing logistics costs. It focuses on 3 business areas: supply chain, express delivery, and digitalization of supply chain platforms. Driven by technology, JD Logistics offers comprehensive, high-quality, and cost-effective services, providing trusted, integrated supply chain solutions for customers, industry at large, and society as a whole. JD Digits, formerly known as JD Finance when it was established in October 2013, was comprehensively upgraded in November 2018. In addition to boosting its strong fintech capabilities, JD Digits also targets 4 other sectors, including urban computing, agriculture, campus services, and digital marketing. The company leverages cutting-edge technologies, including data technology, AI, and IoT, to empower its private sector and public sector clients with innovative solutions. Technology is at the heart of JD.com's corporate strategy. The company already has the most in-depth and wide-ranging applications of artificial intelligence. In addition, JD.com has the most comprehensive, high-quality big data in the e-commerce industry, and actively leverages this resource to drive its business and better enable its partners and suppliers. JD.com's cutting-edge smart supply chain technology effectively improves the e-commerce industry's operational efficiency on both system and infrastructure levels. 5G and the application of Internet of Things enables consumers to enjoy smart living and an unprecedented level of convenience. It also enables further development of advanced technologies such as driverless cars, drones, unmanned warehouses, and autonomous delivery vehicles. JD.com also plays an integral role in the development of smart cities. By utilizing a wealth of data combined with analytical models, the company provides smart solutions for urban planning and transport systems management. JD Cloud underscores the company's openness and empowerment strategies. The platform provides a wealth of core technologies, solutions, and services to its partners, helping to drive the growth of the retail industry. Driven by its vision of boundaryless retail, enabling consumers to buy whatever they want, whenever and wherever they want it, JD has transformed from retailer to retail infrastructure provider. JD will continue to develop and leverage its capabilities to empower its partners, expand its global reach, and help advance a range of industries in China and across the globe.
That was a very impressive corporate video of China's largest retailer and e-commerce company, JD.com. And with us today is a very special guest, and she's none other than Christine Wong, who is the head of business development and public affairs for the Europe and Americas. Welcome to the program, Christine.
Hi, Bruce. Thanks for inviting me to be part of the program. It's my true honor and pleasure.
The honor is ours that you can be with us here today, all the way from Beijing in China. Okay, so Christine, you are no stranger to JD. When we first met you, you were Vice President of Corporate Affairs and International Affairs, and then you left for a short while, and you recently made a major comeback in a role that seems to be made for you, as in business development, public affairs in Europe. You know, you spend a lot of time in the States, you spend a lot of time in Europe prior to joining JD. So can you just share a little bit about your profile, you know, and how did you somehow come back to this job that seems to be made for you?
Okay, well, I spent many years in the United States, and I came back to China almost for 9 years, and I've been always working for the large conglomerate of Chinese companies, and working on international affairs, you know, especially focusing on the company's expansion, you know, abroad. My main area of focusing is Americas and the Europe countries, but with my last time joining JD, my main focus was Southeast Asia countries, including Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. And now the reason why I came back is because JD has this new strategy for internationalization. We have formed a new department called the Euro-American Business Unit. And this department is a combination of e-commerce, cross-border e-commerce, and logistics. So our mission is to offer our smart warehouse and efficient logistics technology to help all the SMEs in China to go abroad. And hopefully in the future, we can extend this service to Malaysia and other Southeast Asia countries.
Right, we are certainly looking forward to that. I mean, that was a very impressive video that you played there with your smart warehouse, your full-fledged in-house logistics systems. JD seemed to have the strength in China, and you are now planning for further domination across the globe. So coming back to that question, what seems to be JD's strength, its core businesses? I mean, we saw there was JD Finance and all that, but what seems to be that makes JD tick, makes it the #1 in China?
Okay, first of all, we are the largest retailer in China, right? And I think our core competence compared to other retailers in China or other online platform in China is our nationwide logistics network and our smart autonomous warehouse, and also our very strong supply chain network and a very strong supply chain capability. And these powerful capability has made a big how should I say this, did a really good performance during this coronavirus in China in the first quarter, because you must experience this pandemic around the globe, right? And almost everything stopped, right? And everybody stayed home. All the businesses shut down, right? All the express service or logistics service stopped, right? But JD is actually, our revenue had grown a big time, during the first quarter, and only JD's logistics service can be able to continue deliver things to our customers with no delay, even including to Wuhan. And also because of our strong supply chain network, we be able to sourcing the highest quality and legitimate, appropriate PPE products, for our customers, right? And for our customers not only in China but also around the world. Okay. We also made a lot of charity donation to different countries around the world, and yeah.
Interesting, because I saw the results from JD which was announced last week. There was, I think, a 20.7% increase in terms of transactions, revenue transactions in the first quarter of 2020 as compared to last year. And even the results last year was already very impressive at 82.9 billion. So you mentioned that the core strengths why JD is able to grow despite the lockdown, the pandemic, it still managed to grow is because you are able to deliver. So what makes JD have this uniqueness that other competitors doesn't have? I'm sure in China there are many other logistic companies that does delivery. And second question, how does JD overcome this global supply chain breakage, as they say, in China?
First of all, to answer your first question, is because JD own its own logistics company, its own logistics operation. That's why we have full control of our system and our employees, and we also spend big effort and big money to build our mega warehouse, right? We call it Asia #1. And you visit, I think you visited there when you
I visited the one in Shanghai, in August last year. That very, very impressive. And I think some of the video that you shared was very similar to what I see.
Right. And also we use a lot of robots, right, to sourcing and packaging, right, in our warehouse, right. And we even use drones and the robot cars to make the delivery, right, especially during the lockdown in Wuhan, right, when there are areas with this no one can go in, but we can send our robots to go in to deliver the stuff. And on top of that, JD has been, for the JD eCommerce, a part of our business is, we call it 1P model, So it's like we, instead of just a marketplace, we also make our own brands, right? And we also sourcing the good quality brands, good value, good quality brands from different manufacturers, right? And we bought them, right? And we put them in our warehouse. So during this lockdown season, right, when there are no store open, we can still offer our customer the goods that we bought, right? We have stock in our warehouse. And that's what makes our supply chain very, very strong. And throughout I think the past 17 years since our founder, Mr. Richard Liu, has found JD, he is a big believer of trust and always offer authenticate goods to our customers. We never sell any counterfeit goods on our platform, and we have much more strict regulations and the rules, to bring the merchants on board on our platform. So we have built up this really good reputation among our partners, among our customers.
Great. I can see there are a few really, really salient points that you have learned, that you have mentioned. First, JD has made itself unique by insisting on authentic goods. Number two, you have got these massive warehouses that are available, and therefore you're able to have inventory despite the closure of manufacturing and provision of essential goods. And thirdly, you have got your in-house logistics. Is JD the only company in China that's able to afford this?
I think JD is the only company in the world has both the large e-commerce platform and own built logistics network and system.
And this covers 99% of China.
Yes, we have more than 700 warehouses around the country, and we for the mega smart mega warehouse, we have around 20 of them around the country.
Okay.
And then,
very, very insightful. Now, China is always seen to be a leader when it comes to fighting this pandemic. Sometimes it's not by choice because it originated from Wuhan. There are theories around it, but never mind. We take it that the pandemic exploded in Wuhan, and China seems to have a 3-month lesson on how to handle it. Okay, and as Malaysia, you have gone out of your lockdown in March, and as you went out of your lockdown, the rest of the world went into lockdowns or partial lockdowns. So what insights can you share about the consumers, about the people, about their behavior during the lockdown and post-lockdown that you can share with us? And how is JD able to capitalize on those insights in order to sustain your business and even grow it in your instance?
Okay. Well, I think the lockdown has, well, I wouldn't say completely, but I think the lockdown has changed many people's lifestyle in many aspects, right? Especially, before the lockdown, right? And, I mean, for me, right, as a business professional, right, before the lockdown, I almost have a dinner meeting, every night. Sometimes,
That's right.
I'm sure you too, right? So sometimes too,
entertainment,
right?
In the evenings.
Right. And we travel around the world all the time, right? To be honest with you, before the lockdown, the time I spent shop online is very limited, right? Only when I have to buy something really necessary.
Despite
right?
working in an e-commerce company, you still prefer traditional shopping.
Because we are always so busy in a meeting, traveling, and attending dinner meetings. And I'm sure there are a lot of people share the same experience and lifestyle with me, right? So during the lockdown, we have no place to go, right? Everything has to be done online, right? Everything, all the meetings has to take online, right? And all you need has to be take online. But all the stores are closed, right? So you cannot really order takeout anymore, right? You cannot buy any, you cannot use the express service from supermarket anymore. You basically have to do everything yourself, That's when JD's e-commerce platform and own built logistics network take a really important, crucial role, right? So basically people buy everything on the e-platform. And because of our logistics service and network, we able to continue our service to deliver the merchandise on time to our customers, right? So we have grown a lot more active users because of this logistics service, And also because of this logistics service, we had offered very good service to hospitals, right? And to public organizations, right? To deliver the goods they need for their daily life, and also to deliver PPE. And then for post lockdown, I think people start to enjoy to spend more time at home instead of always go out. They actually enjoy to stay at home and to do something, more how should I say, make you feel like you are living a normal life.
Yeah. Rather
And,
than just being in a rat race. Yeah, we can
right,
see it
right.
until we stay at home and we get to connect with family and friends and doing more meaningful things that we didn't have an
Right.
opportunity to do. Right.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. And also because of this coronavirus, we realized, and I think a lot of people even in many different countries realized how important it is to have a reliable and a stable supply chain network, right? And to have a reliable and a stable logistic delivery service, right? And that's why we have formed this new department. It's actually two mature business merged together, right? To enhance, we call it 一加一等于二, right? 一加一等于三, 1 plus 1 equals 3, when
Right.
the two mature business merged, we have formed this one stop
synergy.
service.
Yeah, they say it's a synergy.
Yeah, synergy, right? This to our customers, and to our merchants.
This synergy that you mentioned, does it apply to all kinds of goods? Because I know on JD's platform, you are really quite varied. You have got the e-commerce, you have got the logistics and warehousing, and you also have your stores as well, your offline stores. So that is very powerful. But what you mentioned earlier, many of those cases that where demand rose during the time of the lockdown were on PPE, masks, and medical devices and equipment, and even supply of essential goods. So that seems to be a push towards e-commerce, and people are forced into doing it. But what about other items such as luxury items, lifestyle items, of games, fashion? How do you see that the future for those? Because I recently read that Prada just launched a 4th line on JD, Prada, the Italian luxury brand. And how do you explain this, phenomena?
Okay, I think this is one of the phenomena of the post-coronavirus, post-lockdown, and in Chinese we call it 报复性消费, right? Like you just revenge, you're so craving.
A withdrawal symptom, yeah.
Right, and you wanna spend money, you wanna buy new things, you wanted to make up all the stuff you're missing during this lockdown season.
Okay,
yeah.
So this is still temporary, you see. I mean, this sudden appetite for fashion and luxury items, even on JD. Or do you see something, a trend over the medium and long term?
I think the fashion and luxury demand is never gonna be slowed down or missing in China, and yeah, because first of all, China has this huge population, right? And second of all the young generations, right? Especially the millennium, they grow up with the fashion, they grow up with luxury, and they're well educated with all the fashion and luxury brands, so the fashion and luxury brands are even doing better than before, They're not worrying about do not have enough customers, but they do worry about do not have enough supply chain. They worry about the unstable of the supply chain and also logistics service due to the lockdown abroad.
Okay, so it seems to be a very positive message that I see. JD is not only surviving but thriving in a post-COVID new normal with its 360 offering of retail enabled by technology. And this is coupled by the massive purchasing power of China's fast-growing and more influential consumer. So how are merchants, you mentioned earlier that you are helping SMEs all over the world, okay, to grow by plugging into JD's network and expertise. So how are Malaysian SMEs, Malaysian brands, and even more generally brands in Asia and across the world going to leverage on JD's expertise in order to reach out to this fast growing and influential consumer market in China?
Okay, well, first of all, we have we're the largest retailer in China, right? And we have more than 300 million active users on our platform, right? We offer our logistics service, which we call the 211 program. That means the most efficient delivery service in the world. The 211 program means if you order our products before 11 a.m. and you will receive your products on the same day, either late in the afternoon or in the evening. And if you order our products after 11 a.m., right, then you will receive the product the next day. It's guaranteed, right?
That is amazing. Anywhere in China. So I could be somewhere in Xinjiang, and if I order something from Guangzhou, it will arrive on the same day.
Right. Anywhere in China. And also, if you're not happy with your products, you can call our customer service, all right? And then you can book a time in your convenience for our JD delivery boy to pick it up at your door to do the refund.
To do the refunds. That's interesting.
Right, and once he picked up from the products from you, you will get a refund back to your account immediately.
Does that happen in just China, or does this benefit also extends to merchants on a cross-border basis?
Well, we are working on that. That's why we formed this new department. That's why I came back. Yes, but for now, we offer this service only in China. But in the future, we would like to bring this service, to many countries around the world. Right,
because you have got that experience. So for Malaysian brands that still want to sell to China, we are able to avail ourselves to those benefits and that you just mentioned. But for right now, let's talk about your job, which is that's laid out in front of you. It's about how do you expand JD's empire, or rather JD's expertise, and share it with the rest of the world. What is it that China has to offer that Europe, we thought that they were the bastion of modern liberalism. What is it that China has to offer to modern countries such as Europe and the Americas?
I think what we can offer is our people call China as like a global factory, right? So we can offer Europe and American customers the best value products at the most efficient cost, right? And also we can work with our partners, local partners, right, to build up the logistics warehouse and the logistics network, right, and to offer them our logistics technology, right, and our smart warehouse technology, and to enhance the local logistics experience.
Currently, how is Europe, America doing? Are they able to do same-day delivery across the countries? Say, for example, the States. They have Amazon. What does JD have that Amazon, who is right now the largest retailer in the world, doesn't, that you are able to bring over to the States?
We have our own warehouse in the States, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if our merchants and customers choose JD fulfillment, right, when they purchase the goods, they be able to receive the stuff within, if it's local fulfillment, you're going to receive your product within 24 hours. And if it's cross-border fulfillment, let's say they order the stuff from China, we call it cross-border, and we can fulfill the service within 3 to 4 days.
That's extremely impressive, because I do buy stuff from China, not on JD, and it takes me sometimes 2 to 3 weeks. So 2 to 3 days, yes, all the way to the States on the other side of the world. That's extremely impressive. But something that troubles me, Christine, there seems to be, challenges of technology and all that. But right now, in the geopolitical scene, we've heard of the U.S. Senate passing, a resolution on delisting Chinese companies from their bourse, from their markets. And more generally, you find that this global pacifist idea is gently being eroded. So you've got Trump and his walls in Europe. You have got the UK pulling out of Euro. And how do you see, this seems to be, everyone is getting increasingly nationalistic. They're pulling back manufacturing out of China. We've got Japan and all that doing that. Do you see that as a major obstacle to JD's ambitions to reach out to those parts of the world in Europe and America?
I see it as a major obstacle to a certain extent, right? But I have confidence if over the time we can show those countries, right? We're not there to threat their national security, right? We're not there to take over their local market, right? We are not there just to make money off the local people there, right? Instead, we offer our service, our merchandise there, and to how should I say, to make their life better, make their life more convenient, right? Make their life easier, right? Now, for example, we offer the best quality product at very efficient cost, right? And especially during this time, during the global economic fall down, right? People is always looking for good value products, right, with good price, right? And we can, because we have very strong supply chain, we can sourcing the products for them, right? And we can deliver the products they need for their daily living, right, to their hand, to their door, whenever they need it and how they need it. So I think there is learning period, right? We need some time to build trust, right? I think trust is very important, and we need some time to send out this message, right? Who JD is, what JD wants to do, right? We don't want it to make how should I say? We don't want it to make like a super mega high technology weapons or airplanes. We're just there to make everyone's daily life easier, right, and more convenient, right? Or during the pandemic time, we wanted to offer people a normal life, or we wanted to use our service and technology help them to maintain their normal life.
That's very well said. Thank you. Because even today, I just read a Facebook posting. They says, well, the Chinese are coming, they're taking over local businesses by offering cheaper alternatives, faster alternatives. And in my mind, why is that a problem? Because everyone wants more affordable things, we can buy more things, and we can get it faster. In fact, we need competition in a sense,
Right.
or even collaboration for that matter, in order to make lives better. So I've always been a believer of liberalism, the pacifist, internationalization, and I can't, for the life of me, understand why you want to just protect your business. So I think, yes, you want to protect the nation's business, but you should allow some leeway, some form of collaboration with local SMEs. It's not like you're going over there to take their money. You're going over there to collaborate with them to make lives better, as you mentioned, so that we can go out, we can buy things in a safer way, without harming our health right now, in the absence of a vaccine, and we can get it in a faster way. We don't have to wait, and there's trust built with authentic goods. And that's something that I value on JD. But nevertheless, you still can't get over the psyche in people's minds that China is huge, it's a giant, it's coming over and take away our business and lives. How do you get over that? So that's why I ask, what can you do to offer SMEs or the local communities? For example, in Malaysia, 90% of businesses in Malaysia belong in the small medium enterprises category. So what is your narrative like going to be, from JD's perspective, in saying like, come, let's work together with you? What will your narrative be?
First of all, we can offer them our e-commerce platform, right? And we can work closely with the Malaysian government body, right?
Yeah.
And to encourage and to help the SMEs to go on board, right? On our platform to start to sell their stuff. And we can work with the government, we can give the training session together, right?
Yeah.
And right, we can train them, right? And we can build up a training program, right? And also because we have our own warehouse and a logistics service in Malaysia, and we can even work with the government and to hire local Malaysian, right, to work for us in our warehouse and to learn how we operate.
That's right, because I remember when you came down to Malaysia, you were at the Ministry of Higher Education. You were discussing working with universities, with University Putra Malaysia. I think we met with Professor Chia, Prof. Arham, and they were looking at upskilling and professionalizing professional logisticians, retailers, and that's quite amazing. So it's about building the community in Malaysia as well. Right. So, okay, we are coming towards the end of the program right now. What will your advice be to the business people? Because this program is for entrepreneurs, SME entrepreneurs. What would your advice be? Because right now, many of us are unlike JD. We are fighting for survival. Fighting to sustain the business. What would your advice be, for us to continue sustaining, surviving, and keep fighting another day?
I think that right now, the first and foremost important thing is to survive, right? And then the second thing is to explore alternatives, right? When I say alternatives, alternative business model, right? Alternative product or service you can offer, right? And alternative channels you can sell your stuff. And I think during this global pandemic, I think the best alternative is to go online.
Yep. And JD provides the platform to do such. And it's not only online, it is also to expand your customer base, not only within Malaysia, but to get beyond your community and get into markets such as China and even beyond through JD International,
Right.
or Joy Buy as you
Right.
right. Okay. How do you see? Last question. Are we able to get to life as we know before? When is the economy going to return? The global economy going to return? And what are your views on that?
Oh, to be honest with you, in China, I think the economy is returning.
Right.
You know, I mean,
People are
we
buying.
stopped the lockdown.
Yeah.
Yes, and people are just, I think people are starting to buy things even more, you know, than before the lockdown, right? But I think people has changed their shopping trend, you know. They have changed the way they shop and also the stuff they buy. You know, but I think the economy is still bad compared to before the coronavirus happened, right? It's gonna take time. I think it's gonna take time, at least until the end of this year, you know, and also depend on how the pandemic goes in other countries around the world, especially in United States and in Europe.
Right. And I like what you say, end of the year, that's about around a little more than 6 months away. That is very, very positive compared to some of what I hear. And the good news is JD has got tons of business intelligence insights from the data that they've collected from their hundreds of millions of, if I'm not mistaken, you have touched 1 billion customers on JD's platform. So they are willing to share those insights with merchants who collaborate with you on your platform. And with that, thank you so much for that very positive and insightful information and sharing. There's so much we can learn from China, and there are, you know, behind this virus, there's always opportunities lurking, and we look forward to having more work with you, more collaboration with you. And again, thank you so much for being in our program.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, I wish you a very good evening and have a great weekend ahead.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.